How about now? There you go. My guess is going to be they're going to absorb this liquidity here very slowly, or just kind of pin back and flat here. But that's what it appears to be wanting to do, is just absorb down to 59.08, 58.87. That's where the participation is. Seller's aggregate is there, and just kind of coming down. There we go. So you don't think we're going back up top of the range? Right now, it doesn't. There's no signs of the bulls want to take this thing higher right now. So what does that tell me? If we're unable to want to go higher, then we need a little bit more inventory to make the move. Otherwise, we'd made the move already. So it appears I would probably say 5,900, maybe even 5,890, and then bottom we can go back up until then. Not to mention we just had a high volume spike there. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, there's not really much going on here anyway. That's just kind of what it's looking like, but who knows? I wouldn't mind another little sweep lower. That's what I was looking for yesterday. Play down for a bottom wick sweep, then go higher. Obviously, they elected to just pull back on the stick and apply full afterburner. But that's how they go sometimes. A little bit further low. Super wiki range, 100%. 100%. What's up, Techno Pig? Techno Pig. Techno Pig. Some terrible price action. $59.06, $59.07. No icebergs to speak of either. There's no on chart icebergs. Just chilling right here. This candle is back and forth. High frequency traders are duking it out. I wonder what the top step tilt is today. Let me open up my top step real quick. What's the tilt at? $53 short. 54% short. Nice, yeah. Interesting. Okay. Three, two, four. Here comes a little bit of a down tick. But again, be very careful playing breakouts in this price action. You're going to get wicked out. It's an iron condor day today. Nice mojo. Well done, buddy. That's the way they do it. The Discord's not working? Discord, what's not working? ES is a little bit more down ticky here than ES, or the Nasdaq, which makes sense because we have a little bit heavier skew down lower. Very slow. Still top wicking here. Still playing a little bit. CVD is quite red, 42.50. We have a little bit more volume influx here, more top wick. We're looking for 5,900 and then 58.90. I want you all to appreciate how difficult 5,900 will be to break here. Still waiting on PPI. Yeah. What's up, JLos? Yeah, this is frowny face price action, 100%. Maybe slow grind lower to grab. Very possible. So, think about what's going on here. Very light volume, unable to go higher. There's no propensity for buy up yet. So, not to mention we do have OPEX on Friday. So tomorrow, kind of what Grizzly just said, the OPEX move is typically the day before, which is tomorrow. So yeah. Maybe they're just kind of chilling until tomorrow. Qatar agrees to buy 160 Boeing aircraft. Accounts are being destroyed in this chop, not the smart ones. With oil good deals and deals left and right, OPEC should be good. OPEC should be good. The after OPEC is, I think that's when we'll have a short-term reversal. Saudi has a budget. Saudi has a trillion. Yeah. They also have a crap ton of untapped wealth. CPI was cold. PPI will probably be hot. Maybe. Bottom wick, 59.11. Still back and forth. Popping. They removed all the lower liquidity there. Took it back off. That's a move back up. No volume, no bottom wick, but no bottom wick volume. But yeah, right on back to the range, man. It's back and forth. Crappy. What else we have here? This is terrible. Good morning, Mike. Welcome. $59.10. Another top wick, back and forth. Terrible stuff. Terrible stuff. So if I'm reading this correctly, the green is on very low volume, but the red is much higher volume. Well, it's yes, and it's where the volume is occurring. So the volume is occurring every time we try to thrust higher, which tells us that there's supply right here at the 59.12 mark. Not necessarily looking to short this, but I'm just careful playing the upside here until we can kind of show some bottom wick volume. And they just removed the skew down to 58.90, so yeah. But we're just range bound. We're tightly range bound. Making the switch from futures to options. Any tips? In my opinion, don't trade exclusively one or the other. Learn to trade both of them when the environment fits it. I trade options when the market's very volatile because I do well with that. When the market stops being so volatile, I kind of lean more towards futures. There's times to play one, there's times to play the other. You have to change your position sizing when you go with options too, depending on the expiration. The shorter the expiration, the smaller the position sizing with options. So follow those tips, and you should be okay. Broader market starting to buy in. Let's go take a look. XLF is popping back up. Ooh, what the crap did I just see? XLV is getting smoked again. Look at that. Wow. XLU getting wrecked. XLI is getting wrecked. But yeah, what did I just see that was climbing? XLC is launching. Man, look at it. Looks at freaking XLV getting destroyed. You're welcome, Absorption Trading. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the question. Appreciate it. Another red candle. Absolutely no trading. 60-minute bottom wick beginning to form. 240 bottom wick. There you go. Very slow stuff. This is epitome of diddling in the middle. Yep. Dead flat in the middle here. Dead flat in the middle. Can you show us 240 bottom wick? What do you mean? Are you talking about NASDAQ? Yeah, NASDAQ. Okay. Yeah, so we didn't quite get down to 240. We got down to like 273. Look, they have more liquidity down. Look at this cat coming down here at 58.90, off and on. But yeah, I mean, here's the 5-minute chart. It's been very tight. 15, we've had nothing but wicks. We finally have a green candle, which we still have 2 minutes. We'll see if they close that. Then we'll have 11 o'clock. But yeah, NASDAQ just took out that prior little mini range before we head up to high of the day. ES is still pinned here. So all this is nothing actionable. This is a high-frequency trader, not even a scalper's paradise. This is a high-frequency trader's paradise. It's terrible. Terrible stuff. We have a couple of aggressive moves coming up here. We have OPEX tomorrow, OPEX on Friday, which means tomorrow is the move. PPI. Yeah, buddy. See that? Just went through that 360 liquid. What's that GIF called? Yeah. Red move back down, 58 to 59.08. Back and forth. No trades. Terrible. Oh, man. What we got? What we got? Coming back over here. They're just faking out the bottom and the left. Don't diddle in the middle. I'm done with $900 phones never again. I want to go back to a flip phone. I want to go to AT&T and tell me give you your cheapest flip phone that you have. And that's what I want to buy. I've been losing weight and I don't like it. What have you been doing? 59.05 coming back off. Nice little 10-point rejection. This truly is like watching concrete harden. Yeah. Red candles, 59.02. Another rejection. See, the buyers still can't get to the high of the range. Every single move is a high volume dump. So with the skew a little bit lower here on ES, not NASDAQ, this cat down here, 58.90, keeps coming on. He doubled down and then took it off. So now it looks like we're quickly retracing back down to lows. So there you go. All the way down. Beautiful red move. That's the, man, second biggest red candle of the day, right off. Unable to take out the prior. See 59.12? That was a support resistance. The support resistance was right there. Still unable to take it. That's why support resistances are my favorite setups. 100%. It's the biggest activity in the market. This is large. Hey, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Where'd this come from? Beautiful rejection. All right, so there's the skew, just filled 58.96 right into our prior support. And I want to show this on the stream real quick. Let me switch over my chart just real quick. So here's what I'm looking at here. This is the... Did I just delete that accidentally? Yeah, I did. Yeah, there's my volume profile. So here's the prior support, 58.97. Here was the support resistance. It did it again. It'd be nice if I could actually do some charting without shifting stuff. All right, so support resistance was right there. Prior support, new resistance, reject, 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 come back off. And now this is the major support block that I'm looking at right here. We just had the skew, 58.90. Now it's rolling down to 58.80. Failure to reach higher prices. We need more inventory. Now we're coming back off. Right there. So I'm on a lean bulk, but I might be eating a bit too lean. Need more Taco Bell. You need some white rice, man. Add 2 cups of white rice to dinner. That's what you need. $58.90 here. Beautiful block right there, and then 58.80. First bottom wick in this area as expected. There you go. Still haven't taken a trade, but the analysis is keeping me safe, that's for sure. Just looking at a few things here. Big bottom wick right into the support that we talked about right there. 5903 test. Yep, so that was at 5900. You see all this liquidity down here? I mean, they spoofed it. They haven't filled it yet, but all that skew was pulling lower. So that's the whole reason I use Bookmap right there, is to identify skew in the order flow. In this case, it was heavily skewed lower. Kept pulling it. We had the spoofing coming down there 58.90. We had the support resistance for failure at 59.12, and now we test right into this order block. Remember, right here, right into this order block, right there, and bottom wick we go. Do you use the initial balance breakout with some fibs? I do not use fibs, no. So when I'm tracking price action, I want to track the general imbalances in the market on multiple time frames. The longer the better. And that allows me, one, to play a magnet, and when we actually get to the target, to actually have a target for entry or exit, depending on if I'm not in a trade or if I am in a trade. But imbalances are a clear way to identify market movement from consolidation into trend and from trend and back into consolidation. But right now we have an obvious support in the upper 5800s. This is my resistance block that from prior, now support block. And it's going to be difficult for sellers to get through this without volume. And look where the volume hit. If you go back down to the 1105 candle, we have the third highest volume candle on the 5-minute. So that tells us we have demand. So now we have identified major resistance, major support. Now, oddly enough, it's not the morning range. Usually the morning range is typically where we like to range it and plot those pivots. But they have elected to shift the order flow down from market high, which is 59.24, and create a little micro range that's in the middle, which is 59.12, and then now, 58.94. So that's your range to exploit. In my opinion, they're gathering some inventory for another attack at the high of the day here before OPEX. If they're going to move this thing far away from this price action, it's probably going to be either tonight during the post-market hours or tomorrow's session. Don't go chasing waterfalls today. Bounce back up. Could you look at Hero? I can look at Hero. Yeah. Let's go take a look at Hero. Hero says today we have it's been call selling all day long. Now they purchased a lot of puts right at the bell, but they haven't really added any more exposure. So the put activity has been flat since the open. But they've been consistently selling calls all day until about 8 minutes ago. They started buying calls back up. There you go. I don't even know what that is, XX. I use edgeful stats with standard deviations combined, as you said, with longer IB. There you go. Beautiful. I think standard deviations have their place. It's more you get into the pattern style of things, but definitely if you can the way I always say, if you can identify a pattern in the price action using those type of tools, and so be it. It's a great way to exploit price action. Do I use standard deviation projections? At the moment, I do not. No. Right on back up, baby. Right on back up. 5 months ago, I would have taken that first breakout. Yep. If you search that, if you chase that breakout, man, you're going to get popped. You got to wait for the retest, especially on a day like today. If you are in a tight consolidation price action, you never chase the first breakout candle. Never. There are times to chase the breakout, and then there are times not to. But when you are tight consolidation like that, you never chase the first breakout. You're going to get popped. Are you still macro bearish? Macro bearish, yes, and that means anywhere 12 months and beyond. I still think the technical breakdown has to occur after what happened the past 4 years. I could be dead wrong, but my general, if I had to give it like a quick summary, like a thesis statement, you cannot have 4 years of generational, once in a lifetime buying opportunity where things just fly without the opposite side of the trade. If you want first ever buying, you have to have first ever selling. And we've never seen buying like we've ever seen the past 4 years. Never happened. And I think we have to undo some of that. That's just me trying to be logical. I could be dead wrong, but that's my theory. Not to mention we still have a lot of Fed policy to get through the next year or so. Nice mojo. Well done, buddy. That bounce should have netted you a lot of price action, a lot of money right there. Coming into VWAP. Yes, sir. I used to use IV in the previous day pivots to find standard deviations from price action layoffs. It works sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. Was that a mini liquidity sweep? Yep. How long would you hold on to that macro theory? Until when the Fed comes out and says that we are done, we've pretty much mitigated all the risk from 2020 to 2024, and we're done with the cuts. That's when I'll let go of any kind of any macro bearish thesis. Now the trick is, I'm not playing that macro thesis. I'm not sitting there shorting swing put or futures and taking swing puts every day or every week. Or I haven't even touched my long-term accounts. My long-term accounts are still long. So it's just that's my thesis. And I'll hang on to that until the Fed policy is done. The demand for services from small businesses has dropped 30% over the last year. There are some exceptions, but generally that's the case. People are not buying like they were a year ago. They can only be hidden for so long. Yep. Somebody posted a video of walking through. We have a mall, like it used to be a very prominent mall, like literally 10 miles from our exit. Somebody posted a video last week of them walking around, and it's a ghost town. Like not literally, not a single. It looks like something out of the Langoliers movie, Stephen King movie. Not a single person. Of course, it's a mall. No one goes to malls anymore, but still, gave me a little bit of nostalgia. We used to all go down there when I was a kid. Back when I was a little kid. Yeah, it's ecom now. So you see that bottom wick right on back up, baby. Sorry, I meant to go switch back to Bookmap here. There it is. Now we have the skew felt 59.25, so all the skew is lower. 58.90. We removed all that liquidity. And now the skew is back up to 59.25. So you can play back up to 59.20 here. Our mall in Sarasota just got torn down. Yeah. They're actually considering turning it into homeless housing. The entire mall. Coming back up, 59.10. Look at the skew, baby. Chase the skew. Chase the skew. Liquidity grab to get you lower. Christmas shopping took 30 minutes because no one else is there. There you go. How long will you hold on? I already answered that one. There you go. Coming back up, 59.10. So this will be the 1, 2, 3, fourth test of this 59.12 area. Hero is still has the puts on they bought this morning. They haven't sold their bottom, but now they are back to buying the calls back up. So the deltas are starting to shift a little bit more positive here. Coming back up. Bookmap now has a skew to 59.20, 59.25, which will put us right back high of the day. If they take out 12, hold the 20. Right back up. Nice lib. Well done, buddy. That bottom book is right where the sellers piled in early this morning. They broke even and now they're back to high of the day. Yeah. This definitely looks like it. Plus, look at that order flow at 25. Now that they've cleared that lower sweep, they gathered an inventory. So that's what we were talking about, is that we were pinned flat wickiness for what, 2 hours? We didn't have the inventory to get over the prior support, new resistance. Now they had to go lower to get more inventory. There's not enough buyers, so they have to go find more buyers. They dump it back over, quick liquidity sweep. That's how a liquidity sweep works. Into that 58.90. Quick bottom wick. Reattack 59.12. They'll absorb 59.12 and it'll go back up to high of the day. I don't know, but how that hour went surprisingly fast. Oh, well, good. I'd like to keep you entertained. So we got 3 more minutes left in the stream. A very slow day, but regardless, the bookmap still wins. The skew is still identified right up to 59.25, 58.91, and 59.25. We didn't even talk about food. I need to, though, because I'm about to hit some lunch. So here we go. Here's the attack on 13. Play that long to 59.20. You're welcome. So yeah, if you have any questions about anything, let me know. If you're new to the channel, same thing. Hit me up in the questions. Here there are the DMs for any questions. If you like what you see. Other than that, it's another day, another dollar, baby. And we'll come back and do the same thing tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day before OPEX, which typically gets us the pre-OPEX movement. So tomorrow should be a mover. So yeah. Breaking there is 59.12 going. Look at the skew to 20, 25, and then 30. We might even actually get 30 today. Beautiful. Coming back up. All the way back up, baby. I'm new to Bookmap. One of your sessions. My sessions on Bookmap are, have I read Andy Colling's VPI? I have. I've also have a fantastic interview with Andy Colling on my YouTube channel. It's also free of ads, too, so I deleted all the ads from it. It's about 43 minutes. I recommend you go take a look. It's a fantastic session with the author of that book. I stream on Bookmap every Wednesday from 10:30 to 11:30 Eastern Time, 9:30, 10:30 Central. And then, of course, I stream every day in my own personal server as well, the Options Millionaire server. So come hang out with us. Let me know what you think. Yeah, so look for that 59.25 as a target once we get over this little 12 SR flip. Other than that, I'll see you next Wednesday on Bookmap, and then tomorrow for the rest of the server. Y'all have a good day. I'm out. See ya.